All right, guys, AEW time. I have 4 things you need to know that happened on Dynamite.
4.
Number 1,
1.
Pac. He is pissed.
He is. He's a. I mean, let's say it. He's the bastard.
He is, and he's rightly so. I think he's mad. He's the number 1 contender, AEW International title, and he doesn't even have a ticket to Wembley Stadium.
Nope.
Not even going to be
His hometown.
His hometown. We really needed Ospreay versus Pac there. He's been thrown to the curb, and I absolutely agree with him.
I
think he
love
should
this
be mad.
storyline. I do. It's he has every reason to be mad.
I wouldn't be shocked if he interferes in Ospreay MJF.
I could see it.
At all in.
But who does he side with?
Who does he side with? That's a great question. He does tell us he gets the winner at All Out.
Which is 2 weeks later.
Which is 2 weeks later.
Which is completely dumb.
That is very odd. 2 weeks later.
They did the same thing last year. I hated it. I only got All In last year.
Mm-hmm.
All Out is kind of like, Backlash used to be.
Yeah. These title matches before and after your huge pay-per-views is very stupid. Even Mariah May on Dynamite next week, she's going to be, or not Mariah May, Toni Storm's going to be going against Saraya for the title. As a birthday present to Saraya.
Why?
Why, exactly. We know that she's not going to win. We're going to get our Toni Storm, Mariah May match.
Yeah.
And all that for the title.
We've been waiting for this story build-up forever. Why are we doing this for Saraya?
Yeah. Just horrible booking by Tony and creative there. Number 2 is my shout out to Mariah May. That continues.
Mariah May.
The Mariah May Toni Storm saga is continuing very well this week.
Yes, it is.
That Mariah's video promo saying that she's going to write Tony's eulogy. Oh, that was fire. She's cooking. She is cooking.
She is doing so much better than I ever anticipated her doing.
She's got the best story, the best development that we've ever seen in AEW, I swear. What about Mina Shirakawa,
I was just getting ready to ask what we thought about her.
We're going to have to pick a side, right?
I think we are. I mean, we've already split up Mariah and Tony, so where's Mina going to land?
Who do we pick? If you had to guess now, who do we pick?
Oh, it's got to be Mariah. She's got the history with Mariah.
History with Mariah. You're right.
It's got to be.
Yeah. For the sake of the story, though, I mean, Mina could even be her first title defense.
Absolutely. I can see. I don't know. I could see Mina storyline purposes going with Tony, but I don't think that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Tony's a face right now. Mina's kind of that mid Carter or mid Ranger.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see her side with Mariah.
Mm-hmm. I could see even Mina coming out during their match, trying to help Mariah, and somehow backfires on her, assisting Toni Storm. And later down the line, we see a little rivalry between Mina and Mariah May. But interesting developments there. That's a great story going on.
See how it goes.
Number 3 is Christian Cage saying he called out the number 1 contenders match on Collision right down the middle. Fair match.
Yeah. I mean, he did beat the crap out of both teams. So.
He said nobody could get to their feet before that 10 count. He also called his shot, saying he plans to hold all the titles at once. The new belt collector, you guys?
No.
For AEW?
Come on. No. Christian's... No.
Oh,
no,
I love this guy.
We're done with...
I love this guy. He says they're the patriarchy is the face of TBS.
No, they aren't. Come on.
I love it. I love the arrogance. I love the attitude.
Oh, no. I love Christian. I think the storyline is very similar to another storyline in WWE, but it's interesting. They're not going to hold these trios titles for very long.
Is the reason for the patriarchy, is it for Luchasaurus?
I think so. I mean, I really do. I feel like Luchasaurus, Killshot, whatever you want to call him, I really think he's got to make that turn, and it's got to happen soon.
It's got to happen soon, right?
I mean, we've basically exiled him from the group anyway. So
we thought we were going to get a turn even 6-7 months ago, and it still hasn't happened.
I think it's boiling up. I don't know how it's going to turn, but I think it's going to happen really soon.
And how about Nick Wayne? Is Christian doing a good job of developing Nick Wayne?
I really do. even if you watch that promo that he did a couple weeks ago, basically calling out Orange Cassidy, it was a really good promo.
It was decent.
That's something we hadn't seen out of Nick Wayne, since he started. So the fact that I think Christian really has taken him under his wing, he has kind of given him those developmental points. I think he's the right person to be with Christian.
Oh boy, there's so many directions we could go with who turns on who with the patriarchy. It's just a matter of when we're going to pull the trigger on it.
But here's the thing. Christian needs Killshot more than Killshot needs Christian.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
That's where the big thing comes. It's just like, the old MJF and Wardlow. MJF needed Wardlow way more than Wardlow needed MJF.
And we see what good that did for Wardlow.
Yeah,
Where the heck's he been? Number 4. It looks like the end of the line for Bryan Danielson, you guys. We had a video montage of his career that was played on Dynamite. I even had a little tear coming down.
It was a little emotional.
It was a little emotional. But why would we play that if it's not the end for Bryan Danielson?
I think we all know that it is the end of the line. Now, my end of the line is a little different than your end of the line.
The line is him handing it over.
I think he will take the title and give it to, the board of directors of AEW.
We'll have a tournament.
And then we'll have a tournament. There's others like you that say that Swerve's going to retain. I don't know. I just don't see Bryan Danielson going out without going out on top.
I think Swerve. Well, first of all, he officially turned heel on Dynamite.
Yes, he did.
He destroyed Yuta and Danielson and said that he's going to cripple Danielson in front of his daughter in Wembley Stadium.
That might have been one of the best house call shots I've ever seen.
That is an official heel move right there for sure. I think Swerve, he's the man to retire the American Dragon.
I don't. And here's my number one reason. Bryan Danielson had 3 goals when he came into AEW. 2 of them he's already accomplished. The last one is to win that title. I don't think Tony Khan is going to let him retire without letting him have that.
Without having a title reign. All right, I see that. I think he's done a good job of helping out talent that's not as popular as he is. And I think that should be the goal for every seasoned veteran who's done it all, seen it all, been there, done that.
Absolutely.
Him losing this match is not going to take away any credibility in his book.
No.
For me, he's still a fantastic person, and he can still wheel and deal and hang with the best. But it's when your card's pulled, it's time.
And just because his in-ring career is done does not mean he's done with AEW.
True.
I really see him as like the Undertaker of AEW. He is that backstage voice. He's that person that gets in and says, "Hey, you're not supposed to do this. Hey, you're doing so great doing this." He is that backstage motivator for AEW.
I agree. I think him and Jon Moxley, who we haven't seen in quite a while, I think those are both the backbone of the locker room, and Chris Jericho. Totally agree with you there. You're still sticking with he pins Swerve, takes the title, hands it over.
I really do. I think he's going to go out on top, and then we'll quickly see something turn around to where he offers it up to Tony Khan or whatever.
Oh boy, you guys on our socials, let us know who you agree with. Who do you side with more as far as Bryan Danielson? Is this the end of the line? He loses, or does he win and go home with the title?
Let us know. We got all the socials up. Let's go.